It's Friday morning, and in about an hour's time, a removal truck is coming to move all of our stuff into storage. As yet though, we have not yet completed nor exchanged on the flat. Our van unexpectedly had to go into the garage and has got a bit of a significant problem going on. Nicola's car seems to have developed a pretty serious problem. She was due to sell that today. Oh yeah, and speaking of Nicola, she might have COVID. Well, what a difference 24 hours make.
One, I'm hungover.
The flat has been emptied. The storage unit has been filled. We have got the van back, albeit over £500 lighter. Nicola has managed to sell her car, albeit for less money than we had hoped for. The stress levels in this one
Through the roof.
Haven't been improved much, but...
And it turns out that I shouldn't have packed quite everything because I've been looking for things the last day or so, and literally I must have just thrown everything into the boxes, and you can't find a thing in the storage unit, so no chance of getting them back out.
We're so glad we didn't go for a half storage unit because
I don't know what we were thinking.
And we still have some bits and pieces to put into it as well.
Yeah. It's very sad in the flat, very empty and sad. I'm trying not to think about it because I just get too upset.
So we're heading up into, obviously we're not running this morning, but we're heading up into Portrush to go see Parkrun, meet some friends for coffee, de-stress this one a little bit. But yeah, compared to where we were this time yesterday, we at least have a home to move into now. Oh yeah, and the flat still hasn't been completed, exchanged or anything, so who knows what's going on with that. Anyway, to the Parkrun. Well, good morning, Monday morning. And is today going to be the day that we exchange? Who knows? We still have no idea. We thought, given the fact that the flat is looking even more bare than it was 48 hours ago, we just come and get a bit of fresh air.
I haven't got a mic on.
What do you think that is? Oh. See what I'm dealing with here? Amateurs. And now she's lost interest as well.
I'm sorry. I was miles away.
She's been miles away for the last several days. Understandably so. But yeah, we're hoping, the plan is to head across to the storage unit now. I'll let you see the carnage in there.
I'm scared to look. I haven't seen it since all the furniture went in.
Pack a few. Nicola said we had a few last bits to put in. I'm like, there's hardly any room. And there's actually more than a few last bits to put in, so I've got no idea what we're going to do there. And then we're going to take this one to physio, banjoed her leg, and then come back and hopefully by that point phone the solicitor and they'll say, yes, come on in, sign contracts. But we're not very hopeful about that, so...
We're getting a bit worried now. It's kind of, we feel like we've been hanging about the last few days and it's teetering on either going through or collapse, and we're like, oh, please go through.
Yeah, because we've kind of said our goodbyes to everyone, so much so that I said goodbye to one friend on Saturday morning and then happened to see him on the beach yesterday afternoon and actually hid from him.
It seems a bit weird.
Kind of didn't want to see him, didn't want to sort of say goodbye again. So yeah, we need to kind of just slip out the back door, but fingers crossed. Well, first of all, fingers crossed we get the rest of the stuff into the storage unit, and then also fingers crossed that we get the contracts exchanged today, because then of course with the exchange done we can clear off, and if the completion is a few days later, so be it.
With this delay as well, it doesn't mean we're not going to get to see our friends at the Dogs Trust.
Yeah.
We were hoping to see them, as you probably have heard on previous vlogs, we've fostered dogs for a while, but we are going to still drop in some blankets and pillows and things. But yeah, it's a shame we won't get to see them, but like anything, when things don't quite go to plan, it knocks on everything else.
Exactly. So fingers crossed, exchange goes ahead today. Is there anything more joyful than seeing a dog or dogs playing on a beach?
No. No matter how low you're feeling, if you come out and watch them, they just cheer you up.
Yeah.
They really do.
And this is actually, you could spend hours out here.
I could literally sit here all day just watching dogs.
Yeah, our flat is literally just over here, so we're about a 46 step walk to West Strand, and of course this is a really popular dog walking stretch, so yeah, it's brilliant just to come out and watch them.
It's really spoiled us though. I keep saying I'm not sure I can ever live anywhere but by the sea now.
Even though we're kind of set back a little bit, we do have a sea view, but you can hear the sea. And it must admit, it would be a little bit strange to live somewhere where you didn't have access to the sea, because obviously when we're in the road we're quite often by the coast, but when we're going to head over to Cambridge later in the week, hopefully, whenever you're landlocked, you don't realise.
It feels almost claustrophobic when you get in a city now, when you've got so much space around you. It's tough.
Yeah, so yeah, if you're ever feeling down, come out and watch a dog on a beach. Picks you up in no time. Right, let's get the reaction of Nicola opening up the storage unit after we've loaded it up. Be prepared. See what I mean? Exactly. An interesting conundrum that we have to now fit more stuff in here. So, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right. Time for some Tetris, I think. Oh, I'm not sure. This is all going to go in. Well, we actually managed to fit everything in somehow. TV, big board, lots more stuff. So we have one more trip to here, but it's a very small box to come over, and that'll be tomorrow, and then we'll lock this up. I wonder, would hashtag storage unit life catch on YouTube?
No chance of me finding anything if I need it until we move again. No chance.
That was part of my evil plan, actually, because she kept saying, oh, I'll be able to come back and get things out. No chance. Right, to the physio. Well, Tuesday morning, our little visit to the solicitor yesterday didn't exactly instill us with confidence. We were thinking we were going over there to exchange, and much wrinkling of noses and furrowed brows, and talk of 2 weeks, which isn't good, because we're in the last throes of kind of packing the van and getting out of here. You can probably hear Nicola in the background packing as well as chuntering.
I don't know how we're getting everything in the van.
Oh yeah, that's the other concern.
Oh, have you not mentioned that yet?
No. Yes, it's going to be interesting. We're actually packing the van kind of two ways. We're packing the van for stuff that we're taking with us, and we're also packing the van for stuff that we're going to leave at Nicola's mum's for kind of a mid-year transition. But we're doing Tetris shoe.
We're doing shoe Jenga.
I've also just spotted as well, a pair of my shoes probably need some poly filler put in them, so. But anyway, and apologies if I look kind of a bit half shaven. It is because I am half shaven. I haven't got any mirrors where I can shave in front of, so I've had to just kind of go operation, somehow squeeze everything into the van, and hopefully later on today we get more positive news from the solicitor.
Have I got time to go?
Back in 2 minutes.
Seriously.
Well, I think we are there. End of an era. 7 years in Portrush and 5 years in this apartment. And now we have someone knocking at our door. 2 minutes again. Take 3.
That was just our neighbour Chris saying goodbye. He's
Yes.
done a lot for us over the years.
He has, yes.
And it's always been good knowing there's been somebody who lives permanently below.
Yeah. So all good?
Yeah.
Right, well that is that. Now, we still haven't, anyway, we haven't exchanged, completed nothing yet. That still is outstanding. But we are done in the flat. We're leaving the keys over with, looks like this is up to me then. We're leaving the keys over with the solicitor, and then we're heading down to spend a couple of days with my parents. But that is, we just had a cup of coffee with my sister who's up visiting, and yeah, for now it's adios Portrush.
Sorry.
Anyway, I'm sure it's not going to be the first time we have tears, and you can probably see why over the next couple of days we're not going to be able to stay in the van. Yeah, not only is it our home, but it's now a transportation device as well. Oh, still lots of organising to do. Right, time to go drop some things off at the storage unit, and pick up keys and leave them to the solicitor. Not quite. Lost Nicola. Thought, wonder where she is. And she's having her last little look at the sea, at least for now. Dragging her out of Portrush at this rate. Are you ready?
Nope, but I'm going.
Well guys, not the Wednesday morning that we were hoping for. We left Portrush yesterday afternoon, as you saw, and we were driving down to spend a bit of time with Mum and Dad before heading off. And about 20 minutes before we got into where my parents live, we got notified that our buyers had pulled out.
We've had a very sleepless night.
Yeah, so we're actually back up in Portrush again. Just to sort a few bits and pieces out. Very, very, very frustrating at such a late stage. And we won't bore you with the details, but a very annoying reason as well. But yeah, pulled out, house back on the market again, flat back on the market. And what is also very frustrating is my dad is kind of not in the best of health and was looking forward to spending a couple of days with him before we headed off. And of course now I happen to be back up here sorting this out. Anyone I'm sure who has bought, sold, I'm sure there's people out there who this has happened to. In fact, this is not the first time this has happened to us as well. But we keep reminding ourselves that it's not a health issue or something similar like that. So, but yeah, it's
one of those moments, you know, when your heart just sinks.
Couldn't believe it.
And we wondered, should we stay here a bit longer and try and make sure it's sold before we leave, but then we thought, what's the point? We could be around for months, and I think mentally and physically we need to fix ourselves, and at the end of the day it is bricks and mortar, and hopefully it will sell at some point. So whether we're here or not, it's probably not going to make a great deal of difference. So scary to be leaving it in other people's hands, but this is what you pay them for, so hopefully it will be fine.
Right, well, we need to go revisit solicitors and stuff, but first of all, given the fact there has been, and for the last couple of nights I've been sleeping on an air mattress that stays up for about 3 hours and then I'm on the floor. So
I tried a sofa last night and got even less sleep, so I think we've had about 2 hours.
I think it's time for coffee. Black Wednesday indeed. Well guys, it's now been a couple of days since our last pretty demoralising update, and we have calmed down a little bit, I think. Still obviously gutted that we've had to put the flat back on the market again and we're back to square one, but
worse things happen in life.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So we've just left Mum and Dad's,
which was really sad.
Yeah, really sad, yeah, especially with Dad's situation. But we are now in the ferry queue. So as I think Nicola alluded to, even though that we're back to square one with the flat, we have decided to carry on with our proposed plans. So we're just about to jump on the ferry across to Scotland.
We were going to stay somewhere nice tonight, and we spent a long time looking at different hotels and things. And then we decided our stomachs were more important than the bed we slept in.
Exactly.
So we're staying at an air tonight, and we're actually going out for something to eat and spending the money that way.
Exactly.
Priorities.
Long may it continue.
Food will always be the biggest.
Comfort food. We've had a tough week. Oh, and the COVID stroke cough, whatever Nicola had at the start of the week, I now have it. So I'm dosed up on Lemsips and paracetamol and all kinds of nonsense. So, yeah. Well, that has been a very stressful week.
I can't believe we're finally at this point, though.
Yeah.
Pretty scary, but at least we're now on the move.
On the move. Right, guys. Well, once again, thanks a lot for following along. And until next time, see you later. Bye-bye.